What is your American dream?
My American dream is to have a combination of living in an urban environment with a lot of culture and beautiful things, but also being able to be around nature.
As someone who's not a Native American, the dream was to come here and do art and be creative and do it at a high level and have it seen by everyone out there, and it's definitely coming true.
I just want to do what I love and be able to make a living off of that.
American dream, it's like free, like everybody free, and then everybody friendly.
The American dream was to just come to the United States for a better and greener pastures, and I did achieve that.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! No one's in here. Ow! Hi, everybody. I hope y'all had a great weekend. I sure did. I was resting on my laurels after Friday. I had the biggest day of my life. I finally made it into the studio, and I was live on the show with Brad and Belgium Kim.
I don't see anybody. Sam, come on, Sam.
There was no keeping him out. I tried, Brad. I tried really hard.
Sam, come on.
Brad, someone had to fill your shoes, and I figured I was the groundhog to do it. It was a big, important day in Groundhog Sam's life. I know Brad was a little surprised I got in there. I'm going to recreate my steps and show you how I did it while no one else is around. Follow me. So here we are, groundhog view. As you can see, under the desk, this is where Brad's feet usually are. Real behind-the-scenes action here, ha 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 ha. But I didn't chew anything. I didn't. I was just able to sneak up. It's not that hard to do, especially when you're a wily groundhog like me, ha ha ha. And that was it. And then I was here, and once I was here, and the cameras went live, there really wasn't much they could do but hang out with me. I'm so happy I got my chance in the limelight. I hope I get more opportunities.
Sam, you have one job, and the job is just to announce the show. I didn't say come sit in my seat.
But today, happily, Brad is back in studio. I will go back to my regular routine of introducing the show for everybody. So welcome, everybody. Happy Monday. Here we go, another fantastic week. Brad Squad family, get ready for an excellent show. But I'd like to kind of leave it a surprise about what's going to be on today's show. So I'm going to leave it at this. You'll just have to watch and see. Enjoy! Nobody tell him I was in here again. Bye-bye. Till next time.
Alrighty, welcome everybody. There a little hiccup there. It was 3, 2, 1, 0, and then nothing. But welcome everybody. It was 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2. You're live. That should have really been it. But welcome everybody. My name is Brad Bernstein. For those of you who don't know or can't read English underneath, it says Brad Bernstein as well. I'm always joined by Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, fresh off a flight from Atlanta, Georgia. Belgium Kim, fresh off of a walk from her office down the hall. And the two of them made it into the studios on time. And the person who was late was me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The man myself was, yes, the man, is that the way I call it? The man in charge. The man in charge.
The man with the plan.
The man with the plan.
Yeah.
6 minutes late. They were counting.
And
they were
your
counting.
office?
I walked in, so I apologize, everybody. It was all me today. I walked into the studio ready to be mic'd up at about 5:33, 5:34. And by the time you get mic'd up, a minute or two, Jill whispers in my ear some sweet little nothings. All right, everyone always wants to know what Jill is whispering in my ear. No, she doesn't. Only in my ear. Jonathan and Belgium Kim go, what is Jill always whispering in your ear? They believe that, that she's giving me last second advice.
Right.
No, just sweet little nothings. That's what I get.
That's why you always
Is
have
it
a
her-
smile on
That's
your
why I
face?
get a smile on my face. No, I'm only kidding.
Is it to me or David Hasselhoff?
No,
though?
no. Actually, she says, don't forget you have to talk about Molly Tibbetts, and
Yeah.
you got to talk about Trump, and there's
Right.
some funny stuff, and separate the funny stuff from the serious stuff. And in addition to that, there's a lot of host chat. And then, by the way, we wrote out what you're supposed to do on the show. I know you
Right.
never follow it,
Right.
but we wrote it out anyway.
Every day.
Right. And one of the things we wrote out is show starts at 5:30, and of course I thought they're in at 5:34. I was on a very important telephone call.
That's okay.
I couldn't help
okay.
it.
Listen,
I couldn't help it.
Your
It
name's
was
on
an
the door.
extraordinarily important telephone call.
Hey.
What?
the way you say extraordinary important makes me think it was in fact not extraordinarily important.
It was probably one of the least important telephone calls of my entire life. But nevertheless, now my dry cleaning will come back to me.
You found it?
What?
You found? They
No.
found it?
I found other dry cleaning.
Oh,
For those
okay.
who don't know, I don't want to call out any dry cleaners in Manhattan, but 2 separate dry cleaners
Yeah.
in the last 4 months have lost my dry cleaning.
What?
Is that even possible? That you bring your dry
sold
cleaning, bring your dry cleaning to a dry cleaner,
Yeah.
okay, and you drop it off,
Right.
and you have a list.
Yeah.
You know, a tuxedo, a very expensive tuxedo.
Wait, this is what they lost?
Yeah,
Oh, hell
suits, a jacket,
Oh my God.
some of my dress shirts. It was about 2 or 3 weeks of dry cleaning. It was in February,
And those are some
and then
big
all of a
ticket
sudden
items.
gone, missing.
No.
So wait. So then, you know, we enter into some sort of negotiations. Of course, they end up getting sued.
Right.
You sued them?
Of course I did. That's
Oh,
what
wow.
lawyers do.
Right.
And we will let a judge decide because I didn't like what they had to offer me. So it was
Right.
all annoying. I go, you're dealing with the wrong guy. You're sued
Right.
now. Okay. So then I switched dry cleaners. I said, screw you. I'll never use you again.
Of course.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. So I go to another dry cleaner.
Yeah.
The same thing happened. How could it happen with 2 separate dry cleaners?
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is.
Do you think they're in cahoots?
No, I just think there was like a black cloud over my head as it refers to dry cleaning.
Right.
I think, you know, like everybody over their lifetime loses dry cleaning.
Right.
It just happened to me all at the same moment.
That's fast.
There's always, you know, that's what someone said to me the other day. They're like, you know, over the course of your life, you'll end up losing dry cleaning at least twice
Right,
on
right.
average. It just happened to you on the average all within a 3-month period.
Do you still take your clothes to get dry cleaned?
No.
No.
What do you do now?
No, I just wear dirty clothes now.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I save a lot of money.
That's the only answer.
I save a lot of money.
Yeah.
I
There
save
you
a lot
have
of
it.
money. Right. And Tamika Nelson said they are careless. You damn right they're careless.
Yeah.
Where the hell's my clothes? I don't know. I don't know if anyone's noticed or not.
Huh.
I've wear, you know, they lost a lot of these.
No,
Wow.
not the pocket
The
squares.
pocket squares, they're all gone.
So wait, what are you going to do to this next one?
What?
What you going to do to this? Are you going to sue them too?
No. What I do now is when I bring the dry cleaning,
Yeah.
I went to a third dry cleaner. I told them the problem. I said, I don't want to be like a crazy person.
Right.
I said, but here's a photograph of everything I'm giving you. So I photograph it all, and then I email
Are you
it
going
to
to do
them.
that every single time now?
At least for the next 60 days, until I get tired of
Until
doing
you
it.
get sick of doing
Yes.
it. Wow.
Hilarious.
So I don't know why. Oh, so I was on the phone with the dry cleaner trying to negotiate my reimbursement for my clothing.
Right.
That's a very important call.
So that's why I was like 2 or 3
That
minutes
is actually
late.
very
That's
important.
an important
That's
call.
why I was like 2 or 3 minutes late. So meanwhile,
I didn't hear you scream.
what?
I didn't hear you scream.
You only have to scream when you're wrong. So when you're in the wrong, you got to scare the hell out of them and scream and act like a crazy person.
Wait, can
But
I
if
quote
you're
you?
right, if you're in the right,
Uh-huh.
you can quote me on that.
I'm gonna quote you
If
on
you're in
that.
the right, there's no reason to scream. You talk slow, you talk quietly, and carry a big stick.
Really? Even if you're mad?
Even if you're bad, because you're in the right. People who scream are wrong. But then they just try to bully you into making you believe it's right. Generally.
I like this.
You like this so
Yeah.
far. You like
Yeah.
the whole philosophy,
Yeah.
right?
Actually, I
It
do.
makes an
Do you know
incredible
who
sense.
said in American history, talk softly and carry a big stick?
Theodore Roosevelt.
Right. And do you know who is the president right now who does the complete opposite? Screams and yells and carries a tiny little pecker.
His stick is
Carries a little tiny pecker.
Ew.
Who screams and yells and has a tiny little pecker?
The orange guy.
The orange guy. That's right.
That pecker has immunity
That's
now. Careful.
right. That's right.
That nobody wants at their funeral.
No. Can you imagine you get
That's
disinvited
crazy.
to a funeral?
You know that kills him inside
Yes.
too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think that's why he.
By the way, I saw today, I saw in the news today, and we're talking about John McCain, who unfortunately passed away.
Yes.
I saw in the news today that, he disinvited Trump to the funeral. Obama's going to give a speech at his funeral, a
wow.
eulogy. So will George W. Bush.
Wow.
Now, McCain lost to Obama in the presidential,
Right.
but they were, I guess, friendly enough that he requested President Obama to give a eulogy at his address.
Wow.
Politics is politics, but then, it's over, the election's over, boom. But with Trump,
No.
no, it was personal with Trump, and Trump wasn't allowed. And Trump took it so personally that he did not allow any White House statement on the death of John McCain.
Wow.
So there was
Wow.
no White House statement.
Are you serious?
And all he did was send out a tweet that said, "Our sympathies go out to John McCain," which is really quite extraordinarily unpresidential.
Right.
And there's that tweet right there. And if I had my glasses on, I would actually read it. But I did read it when...
My deepest sympathies and respect go out to the family of Senator John McCain. Our hearts and prayers are with you.
It's
That
like,
was it.
It's like
Lies.
he Googled
Right.
condolence
Right.
tweet
That
and
was-
then copy pasted.
That was exactly...
Insert John McCain.
That is exactly what it is. Right.
That's sad.
That is, I guarantee you, if you Google condolence tweet, I bet
was
you that
it.
tweet's on page 1. How funny would that be?
Insert name here.
Yes, exactly.
I feel like Donald Trump's Google search history must be the single funniest thing that you've ever seen in
my
your
God,
life. It's just
can you imagine?
how to run the country.
No. His tweet history is Stormy Daniels,
Right.
topless Stormy Daniels
images.
with women, Stormy Daniels with 2 men, Stormy Daniels with 3 men. Those
Stormy
are
Daniels peeing on
right.
people.
Yes, Stormy Daniels free YouTube videos.
Right.
He doesn't want to pay for it. I
Just a
think those
mess.
are that's what it is.
A mess.
Right, your credit card has been charged $9.99 for Stormy Daniels 24-hour access.
Right.
So in any event, you're supposed to fly for John McCain, a war hero.
Yeah.
But, Trump said he doesn't like his heroes to be captured, but if you actually knew John McCain's story, he was captured and tortured because they knew his father was a naval admiral.
Yeah.
So they tortured him in a jail for 4 years.
Wow.
Okay. When he was on almost close to death, they said you could leave because we don't want to kill you.
Right.
Because they didn't want to kill the son of the naval admiral because to get more wrath from the United States. And there's a picture of him being taken hostage actually.
Yeah.
Really?
And what he said was, "I'm not leaving until you let every American out of this jail."
Yeah.
Wow.
And they tortured him more, and then after the Vietnam War, he was released, in a prisoner swap. And after that, he was never able to raise his arm. If you ever noticed, he had no use of one arm.
Wow.
He had scars all over his body. I mean, the man was tortured for about 4 or 5 years. You can disagree with his politics, whether Republican, Democrat, but he's certainly a war hero and certainly an American hero.
Yeah.
Anybody who says, you know what, I'm not leaving any man behind, and I'm willing. Okay,
Absolutely.
I'm not leaving any man behind. That's a war hero.
Absolutely.
Okay, so and then he entered politics, and everybody knows he was a well-known senator from Arizona for 30 years. He ran against Obama, lost with Sarah Palin. Probably people say his biggest mistake was picking Sarah Palin, and had he picked maybe a different vice presidential candidate, perhaps maybe he would have beat Obama. We don't know. But most people blame Sarah Palin for that loss. He says in retrospect after that he was sorry he picked Palin.
Wow.
But so be it. And then
I wonder how she feels about all that.
yeah, and then I have some notes here on Obama, on McCain, and what I read was most interesting is that 2 things. One, so Donald Trump only did this one tweet, and then he flew the flag half-mast
Right.
for about 12 hours at the White House. and then said, all right, it's going back up again. That's it.
Wow.
You know, and for such a war hero,
Yeah.
Right.
you know, he's not being buried till next Saturday, that most people think it would be respectful, certainly at the White House,
Right.
to have the flag at half mast up until, mast, not mast, up until at least through the funeral.
Right.
And Trump only had it down for 12 hours, and it was such a backlash that at 3 o'clock this afternoon, the flag went back down to half mast, and it's going to be, but he put it back up, Trump, because he didn't like McCain. And then, you know,
That's crazy.
Now Trump, we only saw what he said. And we have that tweet again. Can you read it again? Where was that tweet? There it is. Read it one more time. This is all Trump had to say about McCain.
My deepest sympathies and respect go out to the family of Senator John McCain. Our hearts and prayers are with you.
Okay, so now, the guy who was his Vietnamese jailer, he was Colonel Tran Trong Duyet, if I'm pronouncing his name right. He was speaking to the Vietnam News. That's the guy.
Yes.
He is the guy who was the head of the jail for the Viet Cong. He's still alive.
Right.
He was the warden in the jail that tortured McCain for 4.5 years. This is what he had to say. He said, at the time, I liked him personally for his toughness and his strong stance. Later on, when he became a United States Senator, he and Senator John Kerry greatly contributed to promote Vietnam-United States relations, so I became very fond of him. When I learned about his death early this morning, I felt very sad. I would like to send condolences to his family. I think it's the same feeling for all Vietnamese people, as he has greatly contributed to the development of Vietnam-United States relations.
Wow.
Now that is a nicer condolence
from someone
from the man who tortured him, the warden of the jail, than our own president of the United States. And of course, he passed away of complications from brain cancer, and let's see, Barack Obama had a statement on him. It said, and Barack Obama, this is what Barack Obama said, a Democrat who was his presidential, you know, went against him in the presidential elections. Okay, what a difference. John McCain and I were members of different generations, came from completely different backgrounds, and competed at the highest level of politics. But we shared, for all our differences, a fidelity to something higher, the ideals for which generations of Americans and immigrants alike have fought, marched, and sacrificed. We saw our political battles even as a privilege, something noble, an opportunity to serve as stewards of those high ideals at home and to advance them around the world. We saw this country as a place where anything is possible, and citizenship as our patriotic obligation to ensure it forever remains that way. One more sentence. Few of us have been tested the way John was, or required to show the kind of courage that he did, but all of us can aspire to the courage to put the greater good above our own. At John's best, he showed us what that means, and for that, we are all in his debt. Michelle and I send our most heartfelt condolences to Cindy and their family. That was beautiful.
Right.
That was a beautiful thing.
When people are decent people, you know, regardless of your beliefs, if you guys have different beliefs, you know that is a decent man. You're going to support it. Just like that video has been going viral of that lady that called Obama
an Arab,
and you know, a bad person. He takes the mic from her and says, no, he's a decent family man. We might have different beliefs, but he's a good man. So, I mean, and for them to put that aside, you know, like their different beliefs, and like for the president to not be able to do that, it's disgusting.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no minimum respect.
Yeah.
So McCain is going to lie in state at the Arizona State Capitol. He was actually born, if nobody knows this, he was born in the Panama Canal Zone.
Wow, I did not know that.
So when he was running against Obama, there was some talk that he was not a natural born U.S. citizen because he was not born in the United States of America, but within the Panama Canal Zone. But apparently it was decided a long time ago that those are also always a U.S. citizen, but the term natural born.
Just like Obama.
Right. Natural born U.S. citizen came up. So and then they're going to have a private ceremony for him at the Naval Academy and a full service at the National Cathedral on Saturday. And I assume he'll be buried in Arlington National Cemetery as a veteran. And in his last interview, John McCain said, I want, this was on 60 Minutes, his last interview. He said, I want when I leave just to have a couple of people stand up and say, this guy, he served his country.
Yeah, I
think
remember
he's got
that.
more than a couple.
Yes.
Yeah.
So John McCain unfortunately passed away. And that's what happened over the weekend. A lot more to talk about. But before we talk about that, I would be remiss, Belgium Kim.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. And Jilly Bean.
Yeah.
Not to say hello to the squad. We haven't seen them since Thursday, really.
And
I mean, we saw them, a few of them on YouTube on Friday.
Right, yes.
Okay,
They showed
but
up
and Jonathan hasn't seen them in almost a week now.
Right, but I'm here now.
So who wants? I'll start.
Yeah.
And then I'll let you guys finish. Hello, Willie Williams, Tamika Nelson, Clyde Bernard, Reginald Amata, Christy Gonzalez, Deanna Hafner, Natoy Dixon, Carol Anderson, the Tiger, Lisa Bling Rose, Marjorie Thompson, and Nezzy, and Clyde Bernard. Jeff Bosey turned 40. Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Now you know how it feels to be 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you know. He won't be such a wise ass anymore. Yes, he will, because you want to know why?
Why?
Because in about a month, I'm going to be 50.
Right.
And then he'll be like, yep, I can be a wise ass again. Yeah. Denisha Castillo, Aris B, and Marge Higgs. And who else did I miss? Abigail Taylor Watson. And
Did you say Natalie McLean?
I'll let you guys finish up.
Did you say Natalie McLean?
I did not.
Kamisha Thelwell, did you say?
Thielwell. No, I did not.
Alicia Hicks, brand new. Welcome to the squad.
Hey.
Dolly Supermom is here. Hey, Dolly. Haven't seen Miss Dolly Supermom Shahid in a while.
Yeah.
Did you say hello to Sue Wong Wong?
Oh, I didn't.
Sue
Welcome
Wong
back,
Wong.
Sue Wong Wong. Tamara Lee, Iffy Awana. Names we haven't seen in a while.
Jella
Brad.
Shauna?
Janet Brown.
Did you say hello to Jella? Is it Jella or Gella? I keep calling her Jella, like Jello. We've always been calling it Jella.
If it's
like
Gella,
it could be Gella, but we've been calling it Jella since.
Jella, surely you would have corrected us
Yes,
by now, right? Let
right.
us know.
And don't call me Shirley.
Right.
Right. Chanel
Nas.
Yeah.
And Natoy Dixon saying hello. I haven't seen Natoy in a while, right?
What? Man, we are
Yeah.
getting.
And what about on Facebook? We would be remiss.
You mean
I
on
mean
the
YouTube.
YouTubes? Yeah.
We would be remiss not to say hello to Lisa Rose Carmichael, who's also Lisa Bling Rose.
Yeah.
Terry Ann Carby,
Yeah.
Allen, Danny Contreras. He says, "What's up, squad?" Anna Tomarevsky down from Brazil. How you doing?
Yes,
Ja Love saying hello. What's his iTube DV?
Yep.
Well, you said Sue, and they blacklisted you. Yeah, they may. Oh, he's talking about my
The
laundry.
laundromat.
My laundry.
See-
We're way behind you. Fox Racing saying hello. Nidira Yerg coming in with a hello. And Simone. So there it is. Hello.
Hey.
Whew. I'm out of breath.
What a hello.
All right, that's it, folks, for us today.
Thank you.
No. So, before we get into finishing our schmooze, I want to remind people about
Lots to
something
remind.
very, 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 and I mean very important.
Yes.
If you do not share Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias will
He's gonna
what are you going to do, Jonathan, if you don't share?
He's gonna
go like this. Exactly. That's exactly. Don't make him do that.
Don't make me angry.
Yes.
You guys, I'm feeling a lot of negativity from this
Don't
side.
make him go. Do that one more time. Don't make him do
me
that.
angry in my floor
Yeah, he's like the Black Hulk over here, right?
I have a floral shirt.
Don't make him burst out of that floral shirt.
My God.
Yeah.
So what we'll do this. All right, share game.
This
You ready
is
for
a
the share
big
game?
one. This
Jilly,
is
are
a
you
big
ready for the
one.
share game, Jilly? Jilly, you ready for the share game, Jilly? Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. I'm just making sure.
She pushed the button.
Okay. Yes, yes. So this is the share game.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
This is a good one.
This
is a good one.
To me, this is the best one.
Okay.
yet.
Somebody type this into the what do we call that? The live
The
view?
machine.
The machine.
The machine.
Somebody type this into the machine.
Oh my God, they already have.
All right. Share game. 700 shares.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what we will do tomorrow
Yeah.
is we are going to pick out of our rolling machine
The drum.
the drum.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
The name of anybody who we have to have 2 comments.
2 comments.
least
It's our
2
general
comments.
game.
Yep.
700 shares and 2 comments.
Yep.
And you are in the running tomorrow.
Yes.
And what will you get? You will get a
Wow.
coupon or a certificate
Yeah.
Yeah.
or an email
Right.
or just my word of honor.
An IOU.
An IOU.
Right.
From Brad Bernstein.
Yeah.
For a free consultation with
Wow.
any legal issue for yourself or your family or your friend that you want to give it to, and it's a $200 value. A free consultation with me, so you can give it, if you don't have any legal issues, you can give it to a friend. It is a $200 value. That's what I charge for our consultations. And you can give it to your friend. You can hawk it on the open market. You can take it for yourself, whatever you'd like. But we got to reach 700 shares,
Which is very doable.
which is very doable. Plus, we always have low viewership on YouTube. Okay, we got to get at least 20 likes on YouTube.
Yep.
I'll like it right now, so we're up to 6.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, and we got to get to at least 50 people watching simultaneously.
Now, is that just for the YouTube people to qualify, or is that
That's a whole qualification.
that's the whole thing?
All right, so you got it. So this is it. Free consultation, an IOU from Brad Bernstein.
That's
A
crazy.
$200
That's huge.
value.
That's huge.
Huge. We got to get to 700 shares on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
50 contiguous watchers. Is it contiguous or contemporaneous? I think is the better word. Contiguous means attached.
Or simultaneous.
Simultaneous watchers.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
could be 2.
Yeah.
Okay. 50 simultaneous watchers on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
and at least 20 likes on YouTube.
Okay.
I think it can be done.
I know it can.
Groundhog Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Where is this little critter? Where are we at with our shares on Facebook?
Little critter.
I see
I know
on
it's
I see
32 shares.
Oh God, that's disgusting, Groundhog Sam.
Ay, ay, ay.
That
ay,
is
ay.
disgusting.
But since
But-
we have announced the
Let's
share
see.
game,
Let's see.
we've got several people already saying, I need this.
Okay.
Eris HB
By
said,
the way,
I need this.
By the
Kamisha Philwell.
by the way, since I mentioned it, our viewership has gone down on YouTube. The hell's going on wrong with YouTube there?
You know what? You don't like free? You guys get free.
You guys, free.
Come on.
It's worth $200.
Yeah,
Do you know
that's
how many
pretty
people
dope.
have ever offered me $200, like a free thing that was normally $200? 0. And we're right here offering it to you. What are you waiting for?
Don't
Margie,
make that
fired up.
mistake.
Margie says,
49 shares. Look how fast that went up.
yeah, Margie says this share game's like calculus. It's a lot of math here.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, so let's break it down.
Yeah.
Right. This is pre-calc. This is not calculus, but it's definitely
It's like
pre-calc.
Algebra 3.
Yeah, we're algebra 3 perhaps. Okay. Now I don't remember any of this because I'm going back 30 years for this stuff. But this is it.
Yeah.
700 shares on Facebook.
Yes.
Check.
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 You got to make at least 2 comments on Facebook to be in the running,
Yep.
or 2 comments on YouTube to be in the running.
That's just so we put your name in
You
the
put
drum.
your name in the drum.
Yep.
You gotta have at least 20 likes on YouTube, and 50 continuous or simultaneous viewers on YouTube. So the YouTube people have to basically tell their friends to, hey, turn on YouTube for at least a minute,
Right.
Yes.
so we can get the views up on YouTube. Right
Yep.
now, the most views we have on YouTube is right now we're at 28 simultaneous views.
Miserable.
Okay, which is not going to do it.
That's
Nope.
not
Okay,
good.
so Marge Higgs taking over for Groundhog Sam
Right.
as usual. All right, 77 shares.
I see
People
that,
want the
77.
free consultation.
77. We literally were at like 12 shares when
Wow,
you
it's
first
amazing,
made,
amazing
when
what
you first
happens when you
made that.
bribe people.
Yeah.
Listen, and that's
Right?
one hell of a bribe,
Right.
Brad.
Boy,
I'm
that's
telling you, this is
that's-
the best. This is probably the best prize.
That's
that I've
better
heard.
than you going topless, Kim.
That was never a prize.
That was going to be the backup. A free consultation with Brad
was
or
never
Kim
the
topless. I don't think anybody wanted to see you. I don't know, but people.
I think you're right, Brad. I think they would much rather have
you know,
a free consultation.
Granted, I mean, 80% of our viewership is women, you know.
Right. It's women who have immigration problems and crushes on you. I think that's
Right.
the better prize.
Exactly.
82 shares.
Look
We're
at
going
this.
up. We're going up. Just make this happen. Somebody's going to get a free consultation. And like Brad said, if you don't want it for yourself, you can give it to anybody else, which is probably the best gift you could give a family member, a friend,
Absolutely.
anybody in need. So guys, make this happen, all right?
Could you imagine having your Christmas shopping done for one of the people on your list? And that would be the greatest
Probably
gift
the best
ever
gift
if
ever.
you don't need a consultation. You can give it for Christmas, for a birthday,
Oh,
Thanksgiving, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you want to give it
Valentine's.
for. Valentine's.
Bring
you
your
can
wife,
wait till
bring your hubby.
Oh, yes. You guys,
There you go.
just have to hit that share button below or above the post. Share it on your timeline, your friend's timeline, groups of which you're a member. Share, share, share.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Back at the ranch.
While we are in a sharing frenzy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please do not forget to follow and subscribe to YouTube.
That's right.
Why? Why would anybody do this in their right mind? Why would you be crazy enough to do it? Because we do what's called a pop-up show.
Woo, woo.
We never know. On Friday, we didn't even do a live Brad Show live. We just did a pop-up show. Groundhog Sam hosted it. It was kind of funny, actually. Very few people watched, but for the people who watched, they loved it.
They did.
Right, it was
That's
pure
funny.
entertainment. So you never know when we're going to be doing our pop-up show. And if you follow and subscribe to us on YouTube, you will always be notified of
Yes.
our pop-up show. Pop-up.
Pop-up.
Also, please follow us on Brad Show Live on Instagram. Why would anybody in their right mind want to do that? Mm-hmm. Tell me, Kim. Because you get to see 3 minutes of our show if you miss the entire thing.
You just told everybody.
But since you cut it, why don't
Yeah.
you? Kim is the one who actually cuts it up.
Yep.
So tell people, Kim, what goes through your mind,
Yeah.
okay, when you say, wow, I just did 2 hours of pure entertainment.
How do we pick?
How do we pick the best 3 minutes and put it up on Instagram?
I will tell you, Brad.
How you do it.
It's a delicate combination of capturing the essence of our funny, capturing the essence of how incredibly helpful Brad is and what an expert he is at answering your immigration questions, showing that he's taking calls both on the phone at 1-800-529-5465 and in your comments on any social media platform. And it showcases you as your comments of the day roll through. It's nothing but good times, y'all. Follow Brad Show Live Instagram.
And Yo-Yo Elias.
I was doing my sign language.
Oh, you were doing
Love it.
sign language?
He was like hyping us up. Like,
I was like
You
the hype man.
know nothing about sign language.
Right.
You would have been, what was that?
Did you ever see the lady that
the lady
like
who made up the
making
sign
up
language?
sign language?
Where
Did you
was
see
that?
story?
Was that at
I think it was like in
that was an
Florida.
official meeting.
Yeah.
No, I think that was,
It was
at a presidential thing, or was that
Yeah.
at, or was that at,
It was a black lady.
was that at
Was it the-
Mandela's funeral?
No,
maybe?
no.
No, it was
There was
was-
a
I
white guy
remember.
that
Maybe-
there was a white guy that did that. I don't know if
it was a
at-
black lady. I don't remember who.
black
You were
lady.
right.
And she was making it up. I think it was
Mandela's
Nelson
funeral.
Mandela's
You were
funeral.
right.
Was it?
No.
Yes, at
Yes,
his memorial.
It was at his memorial.
Yeah.
The woman didn't know anything about sign language.
It was
and just wanted to
hilarious.
sit next and just make.
Hey,
Yeah.
but what's going in?
Yeah.
But have you seen like the sign language interpreters at like rap shows and stuff? Because I've seen those live, and they get it. Like it is unbelievable, and it kind of does. Like if you wouldn't know,
How would you know? You don't read sign language. How do you know they get it?
No, I don't like.
You have no
she's
idea if they
No,
get
I
it.
mean like they know every single lyric. She was bopping along with it.
But you don't know if they're saying
I have no
anything.
idea if she's
She could
doing
be
it
dancing,
right. Yeah,
right.
she could just be dancing on a platform.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Can you share in an accent? Like slang?
So Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, tell us in 60 seconds or less about your TV show.
Oh my God. Oh Lord.
What happened?
Whoever saw this past episode.
What happened?
So T.I. comes down and he says that
Grand Hustle,
on
first
Grand
of all,
Hustle, BET,
on BET on 10 o'clock
Thursdays,
Thursday
yes.
nights.
So T.I. comes down and says, you guys have been working really hard, so I'm going to give you guys the day off. So he gives us a pool party. A lot of strippers come down.
Strippers?
Yes. And it was just a lot of alcohol and girls.
What happened with you and the strippers? I didn't
I
hear this story about you and strippers.
Oh.
Now it gets
some
interesting.
Some of the Brad Squad has commented.
They commented
yes,
about you and the
said,
strippers?
really?
Were they
Jonathan?"
topless?
No, they weren't, but we were rubbing a lot of baby oil on them. So,
Now, what happened off camera? Nothing.
So T.I.
I want to know what happened off camera with the strippers.
Absolutely nothing. But T.I. comes
Yeah,
down
right.
and T.I. comes down and he says, "Well, we're gonna do elimination." And he basically
on the
was in
pool
the
party?
basically was in the back looking at all of us the entire time, and we had no idea. And I was very intoxicated during the elimination, and I was talking back to T.I., which is a no-no. But I'm still here.
You made it through.
I made it through. It was, but I was bottom 2 though.
And I heard you had a wonderful interview on Fox 5.
No, on Sister Circle on TV1. I had an amazing interview in Atlanta. That's why I went. And you guys can see it online on YouTube as well. So I'll post the link. It was awesome.
Jeff Bosey said he watched it, and the whole entire show was about alcohol and condoms.
Yeah, for that one episode, guys.
It was all about alcohol and condoms.
For that one episode, but I got them the highest ratings.
All I can tell you is that when Jonathan came in, he always likes to shake my hand, and I'm like, I don't know. After watching that one, I'm like, I don't know.
I know.
I said, I'd like you to get a letter from the doctor first.
Were they reusable? Were the condoms reusable? That's the question.
Hey, I got the show the highest ratings though.
Yeah.
That was the highest rated episode.
1 second, Denisha.
I was just
1 second. Denisha says the stripper. None of my. Let me tell you something. Everything is my business. Never. All right. There's nothing that is not my business.
Denisha's gonna crack the whip when you guys are married. Just so
she's
you
like,
know.
no stripper for you.
No,
She's getting
strippers.
all jealous.
Not
all
even
up
for your
jealous.
bachelor party, Denisha.
No,
You
come
wouldn't
on,
let him have
Denisha.
strippers.
She would probably be the stripper at his bachelor party. Like, hey,
Right,
I'm here.
all of a sudden, Denisha jumps out of the cake,
Like,
right?
hey, husband.
Hey,
Do you need something? I'll dance for you. Straight face.
You keep your hands off him now.
Right.
All right. So much for schmoozing. We got to get into our immigration questions. Let's see if anybody has put in a telephone call. We forget we have to answer people's calls.
Yeah.
We have 3 people on hold. Velrose from Brooklyn, Suzette from Coral Springs, and Taylor from Latane, Texas. We're going to get to everybody in about 45 seconds. But right now, before we break out the Perel Jeff Bosey, which is
That's
true.
what we were just laughing at.
All right. We got to break it out. All right.
We were just laughing at that.
Right, I gotta break it out, right? Basically, I gave Yo-Yo like an elbow.
Right.
Like, hey, what's up? So, before we get to everybody's immigration questions, I do gotta remind everybody that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson with my face is going to run across the screen. I think I saw him once already. He's gonna run across the screen again. There he is, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson with my face on his body, demanding people call, demanding with a sign.
Yes.
Call 1-800-529-5465 because we will be your immigration questions right now. 1-800-529-5465. March Higgs, 119 and stuck.
Come on, guys. Keep on going.
119 and stuck. Before we get to your immigration questions, quickly, tell them what they get.
What
Monty
you guys
Hall.
get? What you guys get is a free consultation, which is worth $200 from Brad, the #1 lawyer here. Come on, guys. This is $200 value. It's a $200 value, and you can use it for yourself or you can give it to somebody else. So, guys, if you have anyone that you're sharing it to, tell them to share it as well. So you guys don't get kicked off because you could only share it a certain amount of time, certain number. So you guys got to get your friends and your friends' family to share as well. You guys got this? Come on.
You got this.
Let's think
Did you just
smarter,
do the
not
square?
harder.
I did
What'd you do?
teamwork. Teamwork.
Oh, I
Makes
thought
the
you
dream
called
work.
everybody squares.
No, I'm saying we're all in this together.
No, I thought you called everyone squares. I'm like, don't insult the squad.
Yeah, don't be squares.
Don't be
share.
squares. Share. Right. All right, let's go to, we're going to go our immigration calls right now. Velrose, if we can. I don't need, why we're not getting through. All right, so Velrose, how you doing? Velrose? Let's try again. Velrose? We're having problems. Let's try Suzette. Suzette?
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good. What's going on?
I just love your show.
Thank you.
I just want to ask 2 questions. So I am here in the U.S. My son filed for me in February. At that time, he didn't have his citizenship card in his hand, so he had to file for it. Now he got it, and we just want to know, is it the adjustment of status along with the work permit we applied for now?
All right.
What do we apply for now?
What did he do for you before? Before he filed for you before he was a citizen? Is that what you're saying?
He just put in. We had just put in the regular filing.
Okay, then unfortunately, if he was not a citizen when you put in whatever the regular filing is, whatever you did, it really doesn't matter. Waste of money and time, unfortunately. Now that he has a naturalization certificate
in his hand, he got it under his dad, but he just didn't have.
Did he have a U.S. passport?
Pardon me?
Did he have a U.S. passport?
Yes, he does.
Did he have it when he filed the I-130 visa petition for you?
Yes.
Is the I-130 approved?
Mine?
Yes. Was anything that your son did for you approved?
I got a letter saying they have received it and it's in the process.
So then this is what you're going to do. You're going to take that letter that you received that says it's in the process. I assume what he did was file an I-130 visa petition for you. You're going to submit a copy of that along with an I-485 application, an I-765. The I-485 is the adjustment. The I-765 is the work permit. The I-864 affidavit of support, the I-131 travel document, and if I'm going too fast, you can watch the show. One second. If I'm going too fast,
I'm writing it down.
I know, but listen to me. If I'm going too fast, you can watch. The show lives forever on YouTube and Facebook. You could always go back and watch it and go slowly.
Okay. No problem.
All right. All right. Best of luck. Hold on one second. If you need more help. All right, let's go to Taylor in Latane, Texas. Taylor.
Hi.
Hi, Taylor.
Hello, guys. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you very much.
I love your show. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, quick one. I have a challenge right now. My husband has refused to follow me for the second interview for I-485 because we have some personal issue and he's really, really stubborn about it, and I know him when he make up his mind. That is it, because we've been married for a year and a half now. And
what happened on the first interview?
Well, the first interview quite went well, though.
So why did they call you for a second one then?
I wouldn't know.
The only reason they call you for a second one is they don't believe it's a real marriage. All right. So is there abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse?
Yeah, right now he has even left the house.
Okay.
He has left the house.
So then what we would need to do is have a consultation. Even, I see you're in Texas, even from Texas to New York, and we could talk about if there's physical abuse or extreme emotional abuse, you can try to complete this case on your own. If not, you're going to be out of luck. So let's hopefully, nobody wants to wish anybody abuse, but, we'll see what we can do. So hold on one second, okay?
Okay.
All right. It's the only way to complete that case. Let's see if Velrose is back from Brooklyn. Velrose. Why are we having a problem with Velrose? Velrose, there we are. There you are, Velrose. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
What's going on?
Yeah, I have a question. In 2014, I got my green card. And when I got my green card, the date on my green card, my date of birth was wrong. It's supposed to be the 6th of February, 1976, and they sent it as the 7th of February, 1976. I send it back to them, and they send it back to me and let me know that it's not their fault. But the reason why I have to take the blame is because when I put in my papers, I did not take a copy and keep it.
Okay.
So I cannot say it's me or them. I'm not to be taking the blame.
All right, so you got to pay the filing fee again.
No, I'm asking the question now if I have to travel now, if I could travel on the date of birth and it's no problem, or just wait until next year I put in my citizenship.
And if you need to travel, go travel. You're a permanent resident. Your green card's in error, but they'll give you a little issue at the airport. Just bring your birth certificate. Obviously you have your passport, your green card. They'll let you in. They may give you a little issue, but they'll let you in.
So it won't cause a problem.
The problem is they'll question you. What's your date of birth? but because it's a little different. But so you may have, you may be delayed coming through the airport a few minutes, but you're a lawful resident, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
All right.
I just want to make sure, because that's why I didn't travel from. I get it.
No, it's okay. It's just an typo error on your application.
Right. So make sure I have a birth paper that I can show the right thing. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That was the question.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Meanwhile, I saw. I think it's Nicalesia Peach.
Nikisha Peach.
Is it Nikisha Peach? It's Nicalesia.
It says Nicalika.
Nicalika Peach.
She says we should have a first and second prize. So let me tell everybody what we're doing. If we reach 700 shares on Facebook and we have 50 contemporaneous or continuous watchers on YouTube at the same exact time, I'm going to give away one free consultation worth $200 that we're going to pick out of our bin tomorrow for those who have been making comments on either Facebook or YouTube. And now a lot of people are saying, hey, I want that, but you got to get to 700 shares and you got to get to 50 people watching simultaneously on YouTube. So what we'll do is this.
Yes.
If we get to 900 shares, and 60 people simultaneously watching on YouTube, we'll give 2 free consultations out.
Whoa!
All right, but you gotta earn it.
Yeah.
Just can't just get it for nothing.
That's right.
Right. There's got to be earning.
You guys got to work for it.
That's right. It's like what I told Zach this summer.
What did you tell him?
He says, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm turning 17.
He is.
I'd like a car.
Okay.
I said, so would I. I said, I would like a car also. He goes, you have a car. I go, I'd like more cars, I said, you got to work for a car.
Right.
He goes, what are you going to do? What am I going to do? I said, oh, no, go get a job. You get a car. That's how life is.
Right.
Yeah.
You work, they give you money for
Correct.
the work that you do, and then you can buy things
There
with
you
that
go.
money.
Correct. So that's what I'm telling everybody.
Yeah.
They want the free consultation, they got to work for
If
it.
he's going to make his son work for a car, he's definitely
That's
going to
right.
make you work for a free consultation. And
That's
now he's
right.
going to give you 2 possibilities?
Two
Come
possibilities.
on. We're only at 129 shares, though, guys.
That's a sad.
This is sad.
I don't want to quote Donald Trump, but that's sad. That's sad. I hate to quote the man, but that's sad.
That's sad.
That's
the one
right. I mean,
time
if he
it's
had to tweet about a number of shares we've had so far, if he was interested,
Yeah.
he would say that's sad.
That's sad.
And he definitely wouldn't say it's fake news.
No.
No.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Kenrick in Clearwater, Florida. Kenrick,
Hello.
how you doing?
I'm good.
What's going on?
So my question is, so I get married and my wife we did adjustment of status for me here. I have a conditional green card, 2-year conditional green card.
Right.
So my wife had petitioned for my son, and he got through at the embassy, and he got through with he's under 18, and he got through at the embassy in
Sounds
Kingston.
good so far.
Right. So my question is, would he also get a conditional green card, or will he get a 10-year green card?
How long have you been married?
My wife and I are married for 1 year and almost 2 years.
Okay, so if
We
he
got
got
married in 2016. So October coming will be 2000, and October of this year will be 2 years.
all right, so what the law says is that anyone who gets their green card issued after the 2nd anniversary of the marriage gets a permanent green card, including stepchildren. He got his green card issued before the 2nd year anniversary of your marriage, so therefore he's a conditional resident as well.
So he's going to get a 2-year one also?
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So he won't get a 10-year one?
He will not get a 10-year one. He gets a 2-year one.
My son, that is?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Boba or Baba in Philadelphia. Boba?
Hey, Mr. Broad, how you doing, guys?
How are you? Are you Baba or Boba?
Boba. That's a wonderful show. I
Thank
watch
you,
you guys
Boba.
every day.
Appreciate it. Thank
I
you.
have a question
And is
for
this your
you.
first long-time listener, first-time caller?
First time calling?
Yes.
Exactly. I watch you guys every day. The guy from Africa, he looks like a Somalian guy.
Yeah. Wait a second. Let's get it. Wait. Yo-Yo. Yeah. He's calling you out as Somalian.
Ooh, I look Somalian.
Well, yeah, you're the guy from Africa on the show?
You're not?
I'm not from Africa.
No,
I did my DNA, and they said
Right.
I was 99% European and 1% Eskimo.
Boba, where are you from?
He's from...
I'm from Mali.
Mali. Okay, so my mom, do you know where Eritrea is?
Say it again?
Do you know where Eritrea is?
No.
Okay, so you know Ethiopia.
I know Ethiopia, yeah.
So my mom is northern part of Ethiopia. It's Eritrea, but it's Ethiopia. And my dad is Nigerian. So it's close to Somalia.
So okay, so you
So
could.
we have
is that possible that there could, if like you did a DNA, you could be Somalian?
I did my mom's DNA.
And?
For, she's 50% Middle Eastern.
50% Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
So there's
and
nothing.
she had a little Mali. She had a little from
But
Mali.
no Somalia.
No.
He looks like Somalian.
All right, Boba. He looks like it, but according to Jonathan.
Well, we all have the same
You are
features,
not
though.
Somalian.
Somalians and Ethiopians have the same features.
I understand that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
same thing. They all look like the same.
Exactly.
Most people, when they first meet me, think I'm Italian.
You do look Italian.
Right? They said I'm Italian.
See that. I could see that.
Right, because I sometimes say, "What's so funny?"
Yeah. I want to call you Uncle Tony.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
At any moment.
Yeah. They're like, wow, Brad likes his pasta. He must be Italian. All right, what's going on? What's going on, Boba?
All right, Mr. Brad. I submit my I-485 2.5 years now. I didn't receive anything for the USIs, but every time I want to change the work permit, they renew the work permit, no problem. So I spoke to my lawyer, and she told me to call them directly on phone and make the service request. My question is that going to make something?
Nothing bad will
what do
happen
you
by
think
doing
about
that. How long have you been waiting now?
I've been waiting them 2 years and 5 months right now.
All right, 2 years
I
and
had
5
my
months.
interview.
You have no interview, no nothing.
No, I had my first interview.
Oh, you
I had
did?
the interview 2016. Yeah,
And
January
you have not received any decision.
any decision from
Okay,
now.
so Boba,
2
then
years.
Boba, 2 years and 5 months.
Mhm.
You can't be sitting on your ass any longer waiting for immigration or making a telephone call. What you need is a little action. Okay, you need to basically, put some oil in the wheels of justice, so to speak, and either start harassing the crap out of them for a decision or literally suing them for a decision, because 2 years and 5 months is well beyond any reasonable time frame in which to wait for a decision from the time of your interview. So I would suggest that
Right.
your lawyer needs to be a little more active, and if not, then maybe switch lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on one second if
So,
you need help. What?
like she told me, right now the case took so long, so that's why she told me to wait for another like one month and see
Why?
if they're gonna make a decision or
Why?
not.
You've been
because I
waiting 2
already
years and
called them.
you've been waiting 2 years and 5
2
months.
years,
They didn't
5
make a
months.
decision.
5
Why? Why
months
does she think in
decision,
30 more
nothing.
days, just out of a miracle, they're going to make a decision? I mean, for all we know, they lost your file.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
All right,
is there
so
any way
when
I
you
can take the appointment and come see you
Yes,
directly?
yes.
in
Hold
New
on.
York?
Yes, hold on one second. You can jump right on the train from Philadelphia. It's an hour and a half. Hold on. Let's go to Phyllis in Brooklyn. Phyllis.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr.
Good afternoon.
Brad.
How are you?
I'm blessed, thank you.
What's going on?
Yeah, my question to you, I filed for my brother for about 12 years now. In December of 2017, he went and interviewed, take his medical the 25th and the 16th and the 27th he went on the interview. His blood pressure was high, so they give him treatment from the medical to go back. So in June they send his police record expired, so it have to renew the police record. After I send back the police record to them, they say the medical expired. So I did the medical and sent it back to them. Now they send a letter. I thought it was his visa because they sent and let me know that they sent his travel documents and he went to pick it up. So when he picked it up, he have it think it was his visa. So I purchased his ticket to come up yesterday. When he went there, they say it's not the visa. The stamp in the passport is not the visa. And they sent a letter, say $300 penalty if anyone open it. When he opened it, his birth certificate and a letter showing that he had a court problem. And
Where is this? Where is he? What country?
In Jamaica.
Okay. So, and you've been doing this on your own?
Yes, I'm doing this, and so
Okay.
they deny his visa.
And at some point, don't you think you're not doing it right?
No, it's not matter. I'm not doing it right. He did have a court issue. He did have a court
That's
issue.
right, but you're not doing it right because he had a court issue. You didn't present it. You let the medical expire. There was some other issue with something that expired. I heard in prior. So this has been going on. This has been going on for 2.5 years.
Listen, after I get the court record, they send it is presented to them. Then they send.
What would you like me to do for you? Tell me what you would like me to do for you.
I just want to know if there's any way that you're gonna cut it. It's like they deny the visa. They say is unable to come in. They get a visa.
What was the court record for?
He said that when somebody they have problem and he hit the person and they charge him.
Was he found guilty of something?
Huh?
Was he found guilty of something?
So they say he hit somebody and they found him guilty. So charge him $14.
Okay, I don't know because I don't know what he was found guilty of. Okay, being charged $14 is not what he was found guilty of. He was found guilty of something.
Because
so maybe
the person.
So maybe he's barred because of an assault. I don't know.
Maybe
okay.
that.
So
I want to know if it is possible that he's gonna get his visa. Yes, sir.
You don't get green cards for assault, and you don't get green cards by flummoxing all of this way through. How long ago was this assault?
From 2009.
2009, and you're the sister?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so he would.
I'm an American citizen.
Does he have any parents here?
No, sir.
No, or a spouse?
No, sir.
All right. So if the maximum jail sentence for this assault was more than 1 year, then he would be barred from getting his green card. There would be no waiver.
No, he didn't get no. He didn't get no. He didn't get no time. Then just lock him up and then he go to the court and they charge him.
No, you didn't hear what I said. It doesn't matter what he was found guilty of or the fine. I said if they want to, the maximum sentence was more than a year for this particular assault. They said, maybe in the law it says you could be fined $100 or 5 years in jail. There's no waiver for that because the maximum sentence was more than a year. That would be a crime of moral turpitude. The answers are I don't know them unless I actually look at the criminal records. So hold on 1 second, okay? I just get very frustrated when I hear people go through a process and just basically flummox it for several years, and then after it's an absolute disaster, call me and say, hey, can you fix it? So hold on 1 second, all right? The time to fix it is before, not after. Let's go to Kai J in West Orange, New Jersey.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Is it Kai J or
And
Sai
yourself?
J or KJ?
Can you hear me?
I do hear you. I'm just trying to figure out how to pronounce your name.
Kai J.
Kai J. Okay, I got it right. Okay, what's up?
Okay, so this is my question to you. Well, it's not for me. It's for my son. I'm his mom. My son, he got married a year ago, and his wife, who's a U.S. citizen, has been petitioning for him.
Right.
His interview is coming up sometime this week, but they have been going through some problems, and she moved out. When the lease was up in June, she moved out. And he's been contacting her, and she told him she was going to come to the interview, but today she told him, I'm not doing the interview. I'm not going to the interview. At this point, can he put off the interview? What can he do at this point? He did his medical.
The only thing you can do is one of three. You can try to work it out with the wife. You can get a divorce and say it's not going to work out, and I'm going to fall in love with somebody else. Or you can try to prove physical or extreme emotional abuse and go on your own. But those are your three choices.
But this is his first interview. He hasn't gone to the right. This is his very first interview.
Right, and that's the answer. You can get a divorce, fall in love with someone else, work it out with your wife, or try to prove extreme emotional abuse or physical abuse. Those would be anyone's three options, let alone your son or anyone else.
Okay. And let's say worst case scenario, he has to reschedule the interview. Is there a penalty?
They won't
what will happen?
They won't reschedule it. They're just going to deny it.
Wow. And also, he also had DACA in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, if he, hello?
I'm listening.
Right, he had DACA in the past.
Right.
And it's, let's say, worst case scenario.
Well, hopefully
and
he'll be able to go back for
Can he reapply for DACA?
Yes.
And there won't be any penalty?
Well, I don't know, but if there's a penalty or not, but he certainly can reapply for DACA. He's eligible.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for calling.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Rowan in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Hello?
How you doing?
Yes, I'm good. Question. If you I overstayed in the U.S., right? But I got married here. But my wife is not a citizen. I am not a citizen. But she's gone back home. How can I go about looking a green card or so forth?
Your wife is a citizen. She went home. Where's home?
In Jamaica.
So she's a citizen.
We're both from Jamaica.
And she's a citizen.
No, she's not a citizen here. We're both from Jamaica, but because I overstayed, I just stayed.
All right, so you basically, so it has nothing to do with your wife going home. Your question is, I overstayed my visa. How do I get a green card?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have an answer for you. You would need a consultation. We would need to sit down, see what you got going for you, see what options you have, and then we can figure it out. But that would require a full consultation. So hold on one second. Let's go to Anna Kay in Atlanta, Georgia.
Hi, Brad.
How you doing?
I'm okay. Just checking. One of my friends came here in the U.S. She came on a visiting visa, and she came since July actually, and she wanted to. Well, her and her other half wanted to get married, and then she adjusted her status. I was saying to her that I wouldn't advise that she do it before 90 days, and someone else who was in the room was saying to her, nothing goes like that. It doesn't matter when you get married. You can do it whenever. They can do nothing to you. So I was calling you to confirm.
Anna Kay, you are correct. If you get married within the first 90 days, they're going to say misrepresentation. Donald Trump actually made it into a regulation. If you get married within the first 90 days of your entry into America, they're going to say misrepresentation and deny. You have to get married more than 90 days. You are correct. And whoever said that in the room is wrong.
Was just calling to confirm.
Right.
Thank
Congratulations
you so much.
for listening. Thank you. You're awesome.
You're welcome.
All right. See, she's listening.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Huh?
You listen to the show, so you know.
People that listen.
Right.
Yes, yes.
All right, thanks, Anna. Yes, yes, I hear that. Yes, yes. Cute baby, goodbye. All right, yes, yes.
Yeah, that's right, Mom.
Yeah, that's right, Mom. You're smart.
I like that excitement.
Mom, listen.
All right, well, Groundhog Sam's saying we are stuck at 131.
What?
Obviously, nobody wants free consultations.
I think they
don't
do.
want to see. They don't want to see Kim topless. They don't want to see me twerk. We have given every possibility. Nobody will do nothing to share anymore.
No, I need to pause because I need to make it very clear that me topless has never been a share game prize, nor will it be.
Maybe it should be.
No.
By the way, we're equal opportunity. It could be Jonathan also being topless.
Now that
we
have raffled off.
Yeah. Right, and that didn't happen either.
That didn't happen either.
I think they want to see no one topless.
No one topless.
Except the only
I'm
one
trying to give my free advice here.
What about a topless Brad? You're the only one we haven't auctioned off topless.
Topless Brad twerking.
Oh,
now that would be something
Brad.
I would pay to see.
Shaking the tables.
Except Jeff Bosley would probably vomit in his car driving around.
Jeff and Rock J.
Yeah, they would be vomiting.
Never watch again.
They would never watch. We would lose 2 people right away.
But how many people would we gain from that, Brad?
There you go.
It might be worth it, is all I'm saying.
All right, so in all seriousness, if we do get to 700 shares, which I doubt we will now.
Yeah.
But you never know.
You never know.
And we get to 50 continuous simultaneous views on YouTube.
Yep.
We will auction off tomorrow a free consultation by me worth exactly $200 because that's what
It
it
is
costs.
over. You know why?
Because it's actually worth more.
Priceless.
It's actually worth
priceless,
more.
man.
I know lawyers who charge more, and I'm like, they give bad advice.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Bad advice.
So I'm saying it's priceless. This is priceless.
Priceless.
And how many lawyers do you know give free advice every day for 2 hours?
Nobody.
I know no lawyers. who do
Nobody. Nobody worth listening to, that's for
That's
sure.
a fact.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to get into something that we like to call social media check-in. All right. So what do we got on social media today? We're going to start with reading off the questions off of Instagram at Bradshaw Live like we normally do.
Awesome.
Then we will continue to read them from YouTube like we normally do, Bradshaw Live. Please subscribe to YouTube. Then we will complete our social media with Facebook questions at Bradshaw Live. Interesting that all social media has the same name.
We make it easy.
Yes. All right, Kim.
All right, our first question from Instagram is Nero Richards, who said, how can I get my certification of naturalization when the only thing I have is my passport?
It's a certificate of citizenship, I assume.
I assume.
Right? Because I'm saying a U.S. passport. Whatever you needed to prove to get the U.S. passport, you need to prove for the certificate of citizenship. It's an N600.
All right, I have one from Bifitum Fitum.
Oh.
This is an Ethiopian name.
Oh, I thought you were. I thought you were like making up a name.
I have an uncle.
That's a real
Fitzum.
name.
Yeah, Fitzum.
Is this your uncle?
This is not my uncle.
Is this related to your uncle?
This I don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. But this is on YouTube.
Okay.
You might be related to me.
We're already done with Instagram.
We could.
Yeah,
we are done with
we
Instagram.
went through all of our Instagram questions.
Well,
This is true.
but I did just repost a little story of you answering questions, so I'm thinking we're going to get more as the show goes on. You
Maybe.
Never know. You never know.
Maybe.
All right, so this is from Mr. Fitzum. Hello there. I like your show. Can you please tell me how long to take to bring my husband from Ethiopia? I am a U.S. citizen.
About 15 months.
Alan on YouTube said, how long does it take the I-130 to be approved if a green card holder is filing for their spouse?
It's probably taking a good 15, 16 months now.
All right, Cavella XO on YouTube says, hi, Brad. I'm asking for a friend. If the immigration forgets to stamp the time in passport traveling on a B1, B2 visa to the U.S., will it be a problem when they decide to travel back to the U.S.?
No, because it's all done electronically now.
Terry Ann Carby said, if someone got their work permit and social, could they go ahead and apply for a driver's license?
Yes, they can.
Hey.
Yeah, and Terry Ann Carby also has another question. She says, asking for a friend. Her husband is 17 years older than her. Will immigration question the age difference between them when filing for adjustment for a green card?
They absolutely will question it. You're 20 years difference. It's not unheard of. There's lots of people who date people and marry people 20 years younger and 20 years older. But they certainly are going to question the validity of your marriage. As long as you live together as husband and wife and you share the same bedroom and the same bed and pillows or however you sleep, and you have a financial relationship, an economic relationship where you are responsible jointly for the assets of the marriage, the income that comes in, as well as jointly responsible for the debts of the marriage, then you will be approved.
We've got another question from Willie Lugo on YouTube who said, who is a two-parter. What problems can a parent have if he or she was deported? And I plan on joining the military in active duty next summer after college. Could that somehow help my parents come back and stay here?
It depends why the parent was deported. Why is the question. The parent deported. And when?
And would the fact that he's in the military have any bearing on that at all?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Certainly doesn't hurt.
All right, we have one from NIAC. My priority date is July 5th, 2012. How long do I have to wait?
Who's sponsoring NIAC?
This is all we have.
All right. Well, assuming, I can only assume. And when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. But I will assume nonetheless, and I will assume you are single, you are over 21, your parent is a U.S. citizen, and then I will also assume that you have about a year to go.
Jules said, is it possible to overturn a finding of marriage fraud and be granted the permanent resident benefits?
No. If you have been charged with marriage fraud, you have to overcome the marriage fraud and prove that that charge is incorrect, that it was not marriage fraud. You could, if once marriage fraud, you cannot get a green card ever unless you prove no marriage fraud. And it can be done. I had a client who went in and got married and had an issue with his spouse, and the spouse walked into the interview and said he paid me to marry her when he didn't, and then he was charged with marriage fraud, and then subsequently got married to a second woman who filed for him and was denied for marriage fraud, and then came to me, and we were able to prove that the first marriage was in fact real and that the wife was lying. The first wife was lying. So, but you got to prove all of that.
All right, this is a follow-up from Niak. Niak says, is it okay to get married after? So this is the one that had the priority date of July 5th.
After you get your green card and enter the United States as a green card holder. People screw up all the time. They wait. They get the immigrant visa in another country. Then before they enter America, they get married. And you're not a lawful resident until you actually enter the United States with that immigrant visa. So then, as soon as they entered, they committed fraud because they're entering as first-time lawful resident, as an unmarried when they're already married, and then when they do their citizenship, they end up in deportation. Key thing, after you waited all these years as an unmarried son or daughter of a U.S. citizen, listen closely, you get your immigrant visa at the U.S. Embassy, you must enter America with that immigrant visa. You can go home the next day and get married. But you can't get married in between the time the immigrant visa is issued and the time you make a first entry into America.
All right, and also her parents are filing for her.
Which is what we assumed when I said I'm going to make an ass out of you and me, but I'm going to make an assumption.
Just wanted to let you know that.
We just wanted you to know that
your assumption
was
didn't
correct.
make you an
Yes,
ass.
correct.
No
or
one
of
is an
anybody.
ass.
Nobody was an ass.
Which is a good thing.
Nobody was an ass. Right.
We escaped narrowly today.
Not an ass today, guys. Not an ass today.
That's right. I go home today and I can sleep well.
Yes.
I was not an ass.
Thank you.
Wendy Brown on Facebook said, I'm asking for a friend. She's in Jamaica and her two sons are here with their dad. But he brought them to Jamaica and then left them with their mom and is holding on to their green card. How can they now get back to the U.S. without their green card if dad is holding it?
How long have they been out of the country?
That we don't know.
But the answer is go to the U.S. Embassy, say, hey, I have a lawful resident green card, I don't have it, I need to get back to America. They'll look it up and give you something to come back to America with.
All right, we have one from Jolly.
Jolly.
Jolly actor.
Jolly
actor with a K.
Cactor.
Actor.
With a K.
Yes, instead of a C.
Got it.
All right, hi Brad. My friend has 0 tax file. Can she apply for her husband?
If in fact she was working under the books, no. If in fact she just doesn't work, yes, and she can get an affidavit of support from a second person.
Maris said, I got my green card in October of 2013, and now I can apply for my citizenship this year in 2018. How can I become, after I become a citizen, how long do I have to wait before I petition for my mom in the Philippines?
You can petition the next day.
All right, we're all done.
We're done.
Yes.
All right, so before we move onward, and upward and onward, where in the world are we in our share game? Will anybody be giving, will I be giving anybody anything free tomorrow?
It sounds like you are not going to need to give
Worry about
any
it.
free things away because we are up to 195 shares.
195 shares. And how many simultaneous, what is the maximum simultaneous views that we have had on YouTube?
I saw it get to 38, Brad.
38.
So
we are 12 short of simultaneous viewership on YouTube.
This is
And
so
we are
sad.
short 500 shares. And we only have about 40 minutes to go in our show.
The crazy thing is, I don't know, maybe I'm more excited at the fact that you were going to give away a free consultation.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to do it.
When you said it, what did I say? I think that was the best prize that you could ever
The best
give.
prize ever.
And I completely agree. And we've gotten to 700
Better than
easy
twerking.
before.
People want to see twerking, yeah.
What they get for 700 last time? What was it?
T-shirts.
It was T-shirts.
Yes.
Did
they go out in the mail?
No, we are planning a folding day tomorrow or the day after. We got to do a mail.
Boy, this has been the longest. You want to know why they don't believe they're getting T-shirts? They said, "Why should we share?" Nobody believes these T-shirts are coming, Kim.
Oh no!
All right, can you please send out the goddamn T-shirts already? Oh my God, this is what's killing our show. Everyone's like, "Listen, when I get my She-shirt, I'll believe that I actually win something."
Again.
Yeah, I'll start sharing.
Right.
Brad, I need you to never promise another T-shirt ever again.
Right.
Or else we just send them out to the same people. Once we do it once, it'll be okay.
The game is whoever got a T-shirt last time, we'll get it again. We're not making any new envelopes. All right, Tracy in Boston, Massachusetts. Tracy.
Hi, Brad.
How you doing?
I have a question for you. So I've been with my fiance in Jamaica for about 2.5 years. I've been 13 times, so there's 17 years between us, me being the older. What do you think? Do you think I should go for the fiance visa or do the marriage visa? I want to overcome. How do I overcome this age gap?
If it's a real marriage, overcome it. Period. Prove that you're in a real relationship with this person. You've gone and visited him. You speak with him. There's all sorts of ways to prove it's a real marriage. The fact that
we're not married yet. We're not married.
I know that it's a real relationship. Excuse me.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So I would do what you want to get him here as quickly as possible.
Do the fiance visa.
Do the fiance visa. Hire me, and you won't have a problem.
Okay, so let me just say this now. I have one more question, too. So there's not one that they look at more serious than the other?
They're certainly going to question. You have every right to be concerned that, but because of the age difference, that they may question the relationship. But you're entitled to fall in love with somebody significantly younger or significantly older as long as they're over 18 years old. You're entitled to it.
Okay.
And as long as it's a real, loving, bona fide relationship, then you got nothing to be concerned about. It's very easy to prove what's real. So that's why I said do what's the fastest.
Okay. Can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
I'm self-employed. So this coming year, I will have the correct amount to sponsor him. Are they going to look back at so many years of taxes, or are they going to care?
3 years taxes.
Okay, so the 3 years, so the other 2 years, if I didn't make enough, will that be counted against me?
It may, but it depends on how you're doing this year. They're going to look at this year more importantly than 2 years previous.
Okay, so is there? I am going to hire an attorney, so I'm going to get in touch with you. I'm going to go back on your website and get your phone number.
Great.
Thanks so much, Brad.
You're very welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.
Let's go to Denise in the Bronx. Denise.
Hello.
Hi, Denise.
Good afternoon, Brad.
Yes.
Nice show. I enjoyed every bit of it.
Thank you, Denise. I enjoyed doing it, and I enjoy that people enjoy it, and I enjoy
I love everything about it. I went in the shower with my phone.
Oh, you're the best. Thank you. You're making me all making me all flush. Thank you.
Can a green card holder married and file for a spouse? The green card is 3 years old.
Yeah, why not? It takes 2 years.
She's 21. How long it will take? The
2
person
years.
is in the
2 years.
U.S. now.
2 years.
3 years?
2.
2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Go do it.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Jody Ann in Bloomfield, New Jersey. Jody Ann.
Hi, Brad.
Hi,
Good
Jody
evening.
Ann. How you doing?
I'm good. Okay, I have a few questions for you. My son and I, we've been here now about 3 years, but my husband was a green card holder, but he petitioned for us by filing an I-130 petition. But he recently acquired his citizenship, so he's now a U.S. citizen. I just wanted to know, what other documents do we need to file, and what's the fees?
Your son's filing for you?
No, my husband.
Your husband's filing for
for
you.
his son.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
but he was a green card holder.
do you have the I-130 approved already?
Yes, it was approved.
Okay. So you're going to need an I-485.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to need an I-765, which is the work permit. You're going to need the I-131 for the advance parole, the I-864 for the affidavit of support, and you're going to submit a photocopy of the I-130 approval, so you don't need to do it again. And the fee is $1,225 for you. When your husband filed for you as a resident, did he file a separate I-130 for your son?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so you're going to do the same thing for your son. How old is your son?
13.
He's 13. And let me 1 second. I actually have to look something up here on filing fees for sons.
Okay.
All right, and I could look it up and do something live at the same time. Why not? Right? Am I able to do that? Yeah, why not?
Of course.
Everybody will wait for me to look this up.
You're the best.
Okay. All right. So why is this not? Oh, there we go. All right. So we want to go to I-485 down here. I'm slow here. And filing fees. The filing fees are under 14, $750. I had to look it up.
Okay, $750.
Yes. So it's $1,225 for you and $750 for your son. And you put the I-130, separate I-130 approvals for each of them.
Okay.
Okay?
Gotcha. Okay, thank you very
You're
much.
very
Really
welcome.
appreciate it.
Okay, good luck. All right. So with that being said, Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope when you are playing on your phones, okay, you are not playing Angry Birds, which is about 10 years old.
Nah.
Okay.
I haven't played
or
that in a long
Candy,
time.
Remember Candy Crush?
Yes, I played that on the train here every day.
Really? You do?
I played
You
that.
still play that?
Yeah.
What level are you up to?
I'm on like
6?
400 something. No, 6. I thought you were going to say like 600.
Yeah, he just keeps replaying the same level.
I think I've
like
been 6 for
500
years. All right, so any event, Mercedes Gallego.
Ooh.
She joined us before. Did you know Mercedes?
I heard about her.
She is
Jill was
amazing.
telling
She's a
me.
war correspondent.
I'm excited about this.
Okay, she's a war correspondent. She throws herself into places of conflict and really tries to really show what's going on. So she's an award-winning Spanish journalist. She's worked as a foreign correspondent for over 2 decades. And since April of this year, she was in Nicaragua, which has sunk deeper and deeper into political crisis in response to the repression of the Nicaraguan people by Daniel Ortega's government. Daniel Ortega is the dictator in Nicaragua. So Mercedes has just returned from covering the very, very dangerous situation going on in Nicaragua. It's not being reported in the news. And Trump is going to deport hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Nicaraguans who he gave TPS up to.
Right.
He said, no more TPS for Nicaragua, and it's a really dangerous situation going on in there. So she shared with us what's going on and what everyone from Nicaragua who is losing their TPS at the end of the year will be going back to. Let's watch. Since April, Nicaragua in Central America has sunk deeper and deeper into political crisis. Scenes of brutal repression by President Daniel Ortega's government have been shared on social media. They have sparked an even greater and greater uprising by the people across the entire country of Nicaragua, demanding Ortega's ouster and a return to democracy and the rule of law. Mercedes Gallego has joined us before. She's an award-winning journalist who was born and raised in Spain, but has lived abroad as a foreign correspondent for over 2 decades. She has just returned from covering the really grave, horrific situation going on in Nicaragua. So tell us, Mercedes, and thanks for coming on, I appreciate it. How and where did this violence start in Nicaragua?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me in the show. For talking about what it really matters. This is why I went to Nicaragua last month. I was, from here, I was following the news about the uprising that started on April 19th. There was a peaceful protest in April 18th. And the next day, the government chose to repress them with the snipers.
What were they protesting on April 19th, and who was protesting?
The first protest that week, it started by the elders, actually. The government was reforming Social Security to raise their contributions and lower their pensions. The police, it was very violent, and the students got very outraged seeing their elders eat up and bleed in the street.
Daniel Ortega, he's basically the dictator now of Nicaragua. Is this the same Daniel Ortega? We remember him from the 1980s with the Iran-Contra affair. Reagan was financing the opposition, I guess. Is that what happened?
Yes, it was called the Contra. At the time, the U.S. saw the Sandinista revolution in Nicaragua as an advance of communism, and started to financing a counter-revolution with death squads that were organized from Honduras and El Salvador, and created a civil war throughout the 80s that was financed with the money that the Reagan administration was getting from illegally selling or buying oil from Iran. That was a big scandal politically in the U.S. and ended up financing a civil war in Central America. That also created the speech against the imperialism of the United States that have helped other countries like Cuba to stay in power. And Daniel Ortega is very easy to blame the United States. Not the United States not involved in many ways, but at this point it's not. Nicaragua was a poor country that was out of the radar of the United States. There was nothing there they wanted. And as a matter of fact, Ortega's government was cooperating very, very nicely with the U.S., even with the TPS. He had an agreement that to help expel from the United States those Nicaraguans that were given a temporary residency after the Hurricane Mitch in 1998, which I covered too, in Honduras, Nicaragua, and all that area of Central America.
So let's go back now to April 19th. When did the pensioners, the elderly people, they're protesting peacefully? Did the military come and beat them up? Did they just shoot them? What happened?
Well, the first day when they beat up the elders on that April 18th, it was the police and what is called the Sandinistas youth that is used as vandals that attack people. The police surrounded an area. They let the Sandinistas youth to come in and give them free light to beat up everybody wherever they want, to have fun pretty much with them. It's a very common strategy in Nicaragua. But this was like phase one. Phase one was beating people up and also next day installing snipers. The second phase was when
snipers basically shooting people from buildings?
Yes, correct. They installed buildings. They installed snipers on top of the buildings. These snipers, when they asked for permission to get in the building, if they were not given permission, they shot the people in that house. And in one case in particular, they burned the house with kids inside. And they waited outside to shoot them when they were trying to escape or to shoot anybody trying to put up the fire. It was very savage. The people starting to defend themselves by building barricades to stop the paramilitaries from coming into the neighborhood. They will dig out the cobblestones from the streets to build these barricades and defend them 2 terms a day and night. That became a real problem.
When you said the people, who are these people? Is this happening across the country? Is this in one city? Is this a town? Is this the students
It was across the country. It was across the country. There was, I think, at some point there were 150 strongholds around the country. This is a country of 6 million people that is smaller than New York City population.
So how many people do they say are on average are being killed, arrested? Do you have any statistics on what's going on there right now?
It's hard, but at some point it was 6 people a day.
This is the government killing 6 people per day, protesting, and the protests are still going on to this moment, protesting that elderly people are not getting their pensions.
That was the beginning. At this point, people want much more. They want Ortega to go because they can't put up with a government that killed their people. The more the repression, the more the rage, and the bigger the protest. At this point, they're in phase 3. They already went with the paramilitaries and heavy military machine to took those barricades out with bulldozers and RPG-7 and gun machines. They were shooting unarmed civilians with heavy military machine. And in theory, that resistance is not there because they have chased people out of the country. There is 2 weeks ago, there were 25,000 Nicaraguan refugees in Costa Rica, and at that point, they were registering 500 a day. The ones left in Nicaragua, they keep going out in peaceful demonstrations. They're very determined to have this revolution peacefully, no matter how many people the government killed.
So when did you leave for Nicaragua? When did you go to Nicaragua? Where did you go? And tell me what you saw with your own eyes, your own cameras, your own firsthand experiences there.
I knew something was going to happen around July 26, which was the 39th anniversary of the Sandinista Revolution. And I wanted to go early to start preparing stories to publish that week. For the previous 2 weeks is when they sent this paramilitary army by the thousands, literally, to places where I was there. I talked to the people. I saw there were neighbors, feeding neighbors. There were students, there were doctors, and they were hand-making their own weapons. They didn't have any weapons. There were some rifles that people have in the countryside, but in general, they didn't have that many, even old rifles. They were melting pipes and filling them up with gunpowder, lighting up with a lighter to throw at them. The women were using baby food, Gerber, these little jars that comes with the baby food. And the men were filling them with marbles and gunpowder and glass. And that's what they threw at the military as bombs, at the paramilitary, sorry.
Were you the one with the camera taking these videos? Were you next to the cameraman taking these videos?
I took some of the videos with my phone and some others where I think you have a couple that were taken by the students in the university on Facebook Live. Themselves put them up and tape themselves saying goodbye to their families because they were being shot and they really thought this was the end.
Yeah, let's watch this. We have a tape of some of the students in the barricade. It's very disturbing.
Mi teléfono ya se va a apagar. Por favor, ayúdennos. Somos nosotros, aquí quedamos solos todos nosotros. Quedamos solos, quedamos solos. Nos vamos a morir entonces. No hay nada que hacer. Mamá, mamá, perdóname. Salí a defender mi patria. Te amo, ¿viste? No voy a ir. A la mía que no la veo desde abril, que salí de mi casa en Estelí. Si logra ver esto, díganle que la quiero mucho y que no me arrepiento de nada. Morir por una causa. Patria libre morir, mamá.
Now, do you know what happened to these kids? Did they survive?
These kids, after that, they were able to take shelter in a church. The paramilitaries sieged that church for 16 hours, shooting at it. And there were priests inside and some local journalists, too. There were about 200 kids inside. There were 2 people killed that night. The students from the university that took shelter in the church, they took with them all the gunpowder and the handmade weapons they had, and they were keeping at bay these paramilitaries. It's not that the weapons they have, they are that powerful. In all these 4 months, only 2 people have been killed by those handmade weapons. But they're very scary and they keep you back. I was on the phone with them while they were inside the church being shot. and many of them after that have been arrested in their houses by paramilitaries and tortured.
Now, Mercedes, we have a tape. I'm sorry I was interrupting you. We have a tape, though, of this actually happening, and I wanted to show it and then hear your reaction to all of this. You've been a war correspondent for a very long time. Did you ever see situations where the government was firing on its own people inside of a place of worship, a church?
I have never seen this kind of brutality where you have 200 kids inside of a church with the priest and everything. And this is a capital. It's not an isolated village or a place. It's the capital of Nicaragua, Managua. And the police is protecting these paramilitaries around. I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. And it was very clear how this game was working. At that moment, the government of Ortega was denying there was any paramilitary. Later on, he said that it was organized by the opposition. And eventually, in the last interview he gave, he said they are voluntary police. If they are voluntary police, it means, well, how we know that is responding to the government. So why didn't he do anything to stop these killings, at the very least? And why did the church have to negotiate with him that the paramilitary stop shooting? I think it is very clear.
So were you ever in danger yourself? I mean, were you scared? Did you think the military was going to kill you, shoot at you?
At 4 p.m. every day, the paramilitaries went out shooting everybody that they found on the street. And that was a way of forcing the population to stay home after work. At 4 p.m., everybody made sure they were home. And one day, I was out later than that. It was 4:45, and I ran directly into paramilitary. That was a daylight, busy street. There were 6 pickup vans from paramilitaries that they have just shot 2 people next to me. The police, again, was protecting them, and they were pointing their rifles at me and my driver to make sure that we didn't take any video. You can't even look at them to the eyes because if you do that, they feel that you recognize them or you're going to do something. So you have to look down, ignore that they're killing people next to you, and pray that they don't shoot at you. But several times I have situations like that where I have the police pointing their rifles at me.
And was there ever a time when, I mean, you've been doing this a long time, where you say, oh my God, what am I doing here? This was a dumb move for me to be here. I'm putting my life at risk. Did that ever go through your head?
You know, it did go through my head, but I never asked myself what I'm doing here because I knew what I was doing there. Forgive me about this, but I think death is overrated. We're all going to die in one way or another. And if I end up dying doing the right thing, I think it's better than dying if you run over by a car across the street.
Okay, commendable, very, very commendable. So let me ask you this. Let's go back to this TPS that Nicaraguans, it's going to end on January 5th, Correct. 2019. The Department of Homeland Security, Donald Trump, says conditions in Nicaragua, it's very safe to go back to Nicaragua. He intends to deport everyone who's on TPS from Nicaragua, hundreds of thousands of Nicaraguans, back to Nicaragua. You know, what would you say about all of this?
Well, the first thing I would say is that in fairness to the government, that was true until April 18. So I think there is a chance to change that with the danger of politicizing what is happening in Nicaragua. So right now, this is a revolution that belongs to the people. It would be a pity that it's politicized and hijacked by a right-wing sector. But certainly, whatever saved life and whatever helped people, I'm all for that. I think the fight is going to be longer than they thought in the last couple of months. But I do not think at all that Ortega can sustain power until 2021. I don't think the people of Nicaragua is going to stop protesting. Neither the government is going to stop repressing. I have the privilege to go to different places and see things with my own eyes and form my own opinion. But I believe that has also, that with that comes the responsibility of sharing it. And I try to share it as much as I can.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Are you going back soon?
I'm going to take a month of vacation. It's been very hard. Summer and spring.
Yes. All right. Well, stay safe wherever you're going. I know you go to the riskiest places. Stay safe, and thank you very much for coming on board. And
thank you very much for talking about this very important topic and for having me in your show and for informing your audience of what is going on.
I appreciate it. Thanks. All right, Mercedes Gallego, that's crazy because she literally goes into wars without a gun, and her way of protection is a camera.
Right.
I mean, that's why journalists get killed all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Either
it's
captured,
one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. And then you say, wow, all these people from Honduras who government says they want to deport, it's not completely safe.
Yeah.
Right. It's the opposite of being completely safe.
Absolutely.
That moment where she said when you asked her, you said like you can die from this, and when she said, I mean, I'd rather die doing good than we're all gonna die like getting hit by a car. Wow. And just having that mindset is it's a powerful thing. Like she's a definition of a shero. Like, she's putting her life on the line.
Correct.
So, and for you as well, like for you to show this type of stories, just like she said, thank you for, actually showing
people
this.
Don't know this is going on in Nicaragua. It's crazy. You don't see it in the news.
That's, so we need shows like yours, in order to get that word out.
Yeah.
Let them be heard. So that's awesome.
All right, so we have a few questions left on social media. Let's go through them quickly.
We do. Our first one is from Tara B on Instagram, who said, I got a welcome letter from NVC. My wife is already living in the U.S., but the wife is already living in the U.S. The husband is just a LPR. What's the next step to take?
A welcome letter? You got a choice letter of, I guess, a letter to choose, to go home or not go home, I assume, for a green card. Next step, I assume, if the wife is out of status, would be get an attorney and do a provisional waiver.
All right. Fox Racing on YouTube says, if I submit a request for a new USCIS FOIA, is that FOIA? Considering that I already requested a FOIA in the past, and also considering being out of status, will the FOIA request trigger an order of removal?
No, nobody will bother you from doing a FOIA.
Terry Ann Carby said, how long does the I-130 petition take to approve when you're married to an American citizen?
About 8-9 months now.
All right, Dominic Carter on YouTube says, just curious, after receiving your green card, is it mandatory that you have to take your spouse or kid on your first trip overseas with you or not? Just curious.
No. No, you don't. You can travel alone. You have a green card. You're entitled to do what you want.
Awesome.
Just because you don't travel with your wife or kid doesn't mean it's not a real marriage.
Right.
Right?
This is true.
That's a good point.
This is true.
And that's it.
Cautious.
I understand. And is that it?
That's it.
That is
All
it.
All right. So before we leave,
yeah,
a couple of housekeeping things. We did not reach 700 shares.
We
didn't.
No, we did not get 50 continuous watchers on YouTube.
We didn't.
No. So absolutely, every person who calls tomorrow for a consultation will have to pay for it. Sorry. Maybe tomorrow we will offer the same thing tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So perhaps tomorrow they can, motivate themselves. They'll know in advance. You're going to know 24 hours in advance what the share game is going to be. And perhaps tomorrow people will get more motivated to do it.
Right.
With that being said,
yes,
we have comments of the day.
We sure do, Brad. Our first comment is from a very surprised watcher, Jewel Prince, who said, Brad, you mean you're not Italian?
What you talking about? Of course I'm Italiano. All right, what else?
And then we also have, finally, Kamisha Thilwell, who said, Brad, Yo-Yo, Kim, and Groundhog Sam, we need a staff party for the Brad Squad.
Because they're part of the staff.
They're part of the staff.
We'll work on it.
And that's fair.
Let us get the T-shirts out first. Small steps.
We tell
Small
them to work
steps.
their staff.
Small steps. Small steps.
Awesome.
All right. With that, there will be no after-hours show today on YouTube. Because it is a pop-up show.
Right.
But you never know when we will pop up. So, for example, on Friday, we popped up at 5.
Yes.
Because we felt like it.
We did.
Yes.
So you must subscribe to YouTube because that's the only place where you will see us on a pop-up. It's a lot of fun. The other day we drank, right? We did some shots with Jonathan and Belgium Kim. We did fake news.
Boy, did we.
Right? Oh boy, did we ever. So please subscribe to YouTube if you haven't done so already. It's absolutely free. I saw somebody ask, does it cost money to subscribe? No, it doesn't cost any money. When you subscribe, why do we want you to subscribe to YouTube and Facebook? Because then you get notified when we come live and we get more viewers. That's all we want is we want you to watch us. So please subscribe to YouTube, and you never know when we'll do our pop-up show. And of course, we will be back live tomorrow at 5:30, God willing. I'm sure God will be willing.
Amen.
So you will see us at 5:30, all three of us. And until then, as they say in Japan, sayonara. So Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465.